I'm going to demonstrate for you now how to produce a waterfall. Now it's a long job this, so I've just started the ball rolling, and this is where the main body of water is coming down, here and here. And here we'll just have, because it's going to be see-through. Now you may ask me, why did I not put in the background and then put the white on top? Well, with pastel pencil, folks, that won't work. You have to work from light to dark. Now, I know it's more difficult to do that, but it'll work. Now, that's the main body of water coming down there, but now I also want some water laying on the rocks here, so it's splashing on top of these rocks here. And then, of course, it cascades from here too. Now I'm leaving little gaps because that will be I'll fill in the background. What I'll do is I'm going to go into here as well. Now I need to put some more pastel on, and then I'm going to blend it. Now what about down here? Well, let's start here. I've already put some water in here, but here I haven't filled up this area. So this is where we're going to have the water spilling out from there. Like that. Right? So, how do we get on with that? Well, the first thing we do is to blend it. I'm going to use my grey colour shaper, and what I want to do is blend this white and then put a second coat on. You could use your finger. If you haven't got one of these, then you can use your finger. Now this pushes the white into the paper. Now I bet you're thinking, I'd love to be able to see how you do that. Well, I'd love to show you, but it would take me too long. But we are putting a waterfall very similar to this on our members site. So if you're really interested, you can view it from there. And then here we want just to blend it like that. Okay. So what do we do with the rest of it? Well, we fill it in, folks. Now this is quite hard. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this around like this because I've got to work this straight. And coming up and down, it's not easy. I did it with the white, but it's not going to be so easy to do it with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off just by putting grey in. Now I'm going to carry on with that. I'm also going to come along here too because I need some, I don't want too much grey in here, just a little. And then I'll show you what we do next. So leave this with me for a little while so I can just advance it. At the top, I'm going to just add a few more rocks. Now the rocks will come from there and they're going to be quite dark. But I also want to put rock in here, just to make it awkward for me. And we'll have another one, just putting its head up in there. Now I'm using 175. There's no point in putting any lighter colours in here. That would be great. Now the other thing we've got to do as we come down, I've already put that strip of white in there, But I've got to come down and I've got to make this match the side here. So watch as I come down here. I'm doing it with the dark grey at the moment, 175, but I'm also going to add colours like this green in here. Now you get an idea of how long this actually would take if I was doing it from scratch. A little bit of light as well. This is the light green. It doesn't matter which greens you use here. Just say anything that works. But the important thing now is try to close up on here. And this is another green which I've used extensively. And again, what I'll do in a moment or two is I'll go through all of this in my usual stop-start fashion. So I won't be narrating it. I'm just going to narrate this a little bit so you can understand what I'm doing a little bit. It doesn't, as I said, it doesn't matter what colours you put in here. I'm putting a little bit of blue, for instance. I've got blue over here, so I'm going to put some blue in here. And I'm going to put blue in the water in a tick. Now, having done that, I'm then going to use, now you can use any colour shaper, but actually I'm going to elect to use my pointed grey colour shaper. Now here I'm going to go down the edge of the water like that and then come into and blend in the area adjacent to it like that. Now you always have to return, you can't just leave it at that. You always have, I'm going to return here to a very dark colour. You get a contrast between the white and the dark then and it looks good, but make it look as though there's rocks and foliage. It's going to be interesting when I get down here because there's a lot of green there. Okay, so watch me as I work my way through all of this, doing a similar sort of thing. The only thing is this hasn't got any water on it, but this has. So just before I go, let me just show you how this is going to work. We're going to put a little bit of dark in here. Now you don't have to be quite so detailed here. A little bit of that and a little bit of green. And then we blend it. Again, pointed colour shaper is a good idea here. And you can then just pick just here and there, put a little bit more depth. As though what you're doing is making it look as though you're going underneath the waterfall. Got it? Great. Now just before I go, I'm going to pull it back and I'm going to show you how we apply the blue to the water. Now I'm going to apply the blue to the water. You don't do too much of this, it's just a spot. In other words, I just dust the surface with the blue rather than putting it in strong. It doesn't matter if it goes on to the grey area that I've done, as long as we've got that little bit of tone in there. There you go. And of course, we'll also want it here. And there. That's all we need. Right, so watch me as I go through. I probably won't come any closer than this because it's easier for you to see the whole thing, and I'll be switching around a little bit as well, but I'll carry on and I'll work my way through there. Right, I've done that half, and I've done that so that you can compare this to that. So let me turn this around this way this time, and I'll carry on. The important thing is that you blend. If you haven't got a colour shaper, folks, you're going to find this a bit hard. You can still do it with a pastel pencil, but it's not going to be as easy. And there we are, now that's it. I've already filled that side in, so let me now fill this side in. Now it looks as though I've taken all the white away. Well, I have to a certain extent, but I will always get it back as long as it's underneath there, which it is. I'll always be able to return to it. This is what I've done over here. Okay, now let's just fill this in before I complete it. Always protect your work. I've probably told you this many times before, but it's worth mentioning it again. Now the green here comes all the way through here, comes through here, and you see traces of it, and you can see more of it coming through here. The green and the lighter green as well. And a little bit of ochre, a little bit of what you fancy here, and most importantly is the dark colour. I'm using 175 for this, so you need to have it dark. Now we need to come this time as close as we can to that drop, waterfall drop there. And what do you call that? Cascade, that's the word. And here I'm going to follow it sort of similar lines to that in steps. A little bit of light green as well. And there's a little bit of grey as well, in light grey in there. It just adds a bit of relief to it. And then you blend it. You can't really have any paper showing through here, otherwise it will spoil the illusion. And to be honest, if I did this again, I'd do it differently. Because it's all just a matter of making up as you go along. Now here we bring that into there, like that. Because we can bring it back, as I said, make that just a little stronger here, and maybe we'll have the old little bit of green as well, like that. Now that's not bad. I've used a lot of blue up there, but I haven't used much down here, so let's put a bit of blue in, and a little bit of, maybe a little bit of red. As I say, it doesn't matter what you use, you get the effect. Now that's closed up nicely to that. Now what we're going to do now, I'm turning on its side again. I've got to bring some of those colours in more than I have here, because this is much thinner. The water's not as strong here, so we'll be putting more green and grey. I want to try to imagine that you're following from here going in, so here we need a bit of dark here, but we still want some of that green left. It's going to be a little darker because it's in shadow. It always looks, when I do anything like this, that I've overdone it. But you can see over there how it's turning out, and then this is picking up where I left off over there, like that. Because you've got the white underneath there, you'll be able to get it back again. And this is going to be quite thin when it comes. In fact, it almost disappears when it gets to there. Thins out. Let's put some green in. A little bit of green. As I say, not going to be a lot of green in there because it's going to be largely in shadow. Let's put it out. Now even that looks okay, but it's not right. So let's come back in with the colour shaper. And you're almost destroying the white. Now, there isn't any other way I can think of that you'll be able to do this. You couldn't do this first and put the white on top. It just wouldn't work. Because it's generally speaking, it's a light to dark rule. But that doesn't look bad, actually. Do I want any more? Yes, I think I will. Make it just a little darker. I don't want to do it again. So I'm quite happy to fiddle about a little bit here at this stage, getting it as right as I can. Maybe, I don't think you're going to see very much of the red that I've got in here, but let's put it in anyway. Now it goes up a little higher than that, so let's just turn it around on this side again and just bring some of this dark up into it. Do I want any more? I think we'll have a little bit more coming from there. Yes, that looks good. That's probably all I want. Colour shape. Right. Now, the white. I turn this upside down when you do this because we've already got the line, so we come down here with this and we do that. And I think it's got to be straight. You can't have water going around corners. That looks good. Maybe I'll turn it this way. And this can split into a couple, like that. This one is quite thick and then it thins out when it gets to there. Remember, we're not putting the white on top of the dark. We've got the white underneath it. Got a stronger one here. Right, let's turn it round. Now that's looking pretty good. Let's use my colour shaper now. This is my flat colour shaper. What I want to do now is to do one line. There we are. Now that's pretty good. Don't think we can do much better than that. Now what about down here? Well, this isn't too bad. What we do here, we use the white. And we've got the same thing here. Now let's just finish this off. I'll do this off camera. I'll just do a little bit and then do it off camera, and then you'll see how it works. And that'll be almost finished. A little bit of blending. The key to it is the blend. I'll do that bit off camera, then we'll finish it off. And it's almost finished now. I just want to do one last bit of adjustment. Colour shaper. Now this time, go right down there. Don't think about separating them on this one. I know it looks mucky. And to be honest, it looks awful. But it ain't going to stay that way. What we do now is use the white pencil and come across. There we are now. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Let's come down. Finally, there's going to be a little bit of splash here, so we'll just indicate that. There we are. Okay, well, I'll give you a full view of that. There we are, folks. I hope you've enjoyed that. It's very difficult, but the idea is just to show you how pastel pencils work, and they work really well on something like that. But that's the way that you would do the water. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you soon on the next stem. Bye for now.